Hello everybody, my name is Dark Soma, aka Liam King. It's nice to see you again. Must be interesting to see me again, especially like this. Good news, got a new stand. You can actually see me a bit clearer. So hopefully I can do more videos like this. I'm hoping I can. Hell, I'm hoping I can even get this video out. But anyway, to move on to the subject at hand, you know me. I like to sort of show off my consoles. This is also meant for you too. You know who you are. However, I am today here to show off the GameCube. Now, I have a history with the GameCube. Not as in-depth of a history as my Xbox, because I had my Xbox for a long time. However, this GameCube this isn't the same GameCube that I had as a kid. The GameCube that I had, or well, that we had, more technically speaking, as a kid, was more generic colored. Basically, I'm gonna put a photo on the screen. The original design of the GameCube had this sort of purplish, sort of violet color. I don't know how to exactly describe it. Either way, it just had that very, loved its color. However, this GameCube, as you could tell, is pitch black. I'm gonna give you a bit of a close-up on it. It's a beautiful thing. We'll talk about this when we get to this. However, the GameCube I had, or that we had as a kid, as like kids, belonged to my sibling, then at the time my sister. They had a original GameCube, and for the longest time they wouldn't let me play on it. It was their console because back when I was a kid, I was mainly focused on my Xbox and my PS2. I think this was during the time when I had gotten a second PS2. This was after my original Xbox broke, and we went back in and bought a new PS2. Specifically, I think it was a Slim. However, they would not ever let me play on it until I eventually convinced them to let me. The reason is because they constantly took it to their room, locked themselves in, and you could just hear Harvest Moon always in the background, which is very, very, very funny to me. How much they played Harvest Moon, and I wanted to play this GameCube, their GameCube, so badly that I even tried playing Harvest Moon. And growing up, still don't like Harvest Moon. That's not my type of game. However, I did play it. I did have fun. We also played Super Smash Bros. Melee because, obviously, of course we did. Everybody played Super Smash Bros. Melee, and I think they also had a Legend of Zelda game. I don't know which one it was. I think it was Twilight Princess. However, it was all around a fun time. Now, there's a bunch of cool features that I really appreciate about the GameCube. It's such a simple, elegant system, and it has a lot of really, really good games on it. Couple of duds, but this is the system that birthed Resident Evil 4, the Resident Evil game that's been ported to almost everything, not to mention being ported to the Quest 2 for virtual reality, which is, by the way, the best version of that game. Fight me. There was so many good attributes about the original GameCube, and obviously I'm going to show it off with a bunch of different camera angles. we'll get there. Hopefully I don't chicken out. Here's to hoping. If you see this, you'll know. So, moving to the console itself, it's a beautiful system. It's one of my favorite designs for a console. It's literally a cube, and like you gotta stop and appreciate that. There's a bunch of small details to appreciate about it. Number one, why does this have a handle? Good question. Next question. But no, for real, it has a handle for some apparent reason, which allows you to like pick it up. And I'm guessing the idea was this was a console to be shared between friends, kind of like how an N64 would be like brought to friends' houses, just because it had four-player multiplayer. And I mean, to be fair, like 4-player multiplayer, which was genuinely a very, very interesting topic at the time. as even systems like the PS2, which had a multitude of multiplayer games, were unfortunately locked to 2 players unless you went out of your way to buy a controller extender or something. I don't know exactly how to describe those, but that's basically what you were saddled with. Whereas the GameCube itself came with 4 slots out the box, and that's definitely something to stop and admire. Uh, Small details about the console. So, as you can see, I have a game in there. It's Sonic Mega Collections. Now, for the longest time, I took my GameCube games out like this. I grabbed them like this very carefully and pulled them out. But apparently, that's not how you're supposed to take games out of the GameCube. See, this little thing right here, right in the center. You're supposed to push down on that, and it pops the game out, which allows you to easily slot it out. Now, something fun about the GameCube is the GameCube had these type of discs. To give a good example about how things are with most games, this is the GameCube disc. This is a PS2 disc. There's a whole lot less size to them, and I think this was an anti-piracy measure. You cannot fit this in the system. You just can't. It's physically impossible. I'm gonna leave that right there, but I'm gonna take care of that in a second. However, I find them cute. They're little cute discs. And so to open up the system, you obviously press the open button. This is like one of the last consoles, I think, to have a dedicated reset button, which is very interesting to me right here. This is the reset button, and obviously, if you pressed this while the console was on, the system itself would reset. This is the power button, right up here, this little gray one. Clicks in and out. It's beautiful. Now, obviously, looking at it, you can kind of see, like, right here and right here, these are memory card slots. And the only memory card that I have is this one, which is like a 4 megabyte one, and obviously, it just slots in. It's a beautiful little system. I love it to death, and it's such a really cool thing. Another little fun fact about the GameCube is this specific top right here, this thing right here, where it says Nintendo Gamecube, could be swapped out in some models. I don't know if it's in every model, but if you, I believe, grab these or push these out or in. Oh boy. Yeah. There we go. So, it takes a bit of effort, but these little things came out. And the reason why they came out is because they sold, I believe, separate versions of these that were collectible. Like, I believe I read somewhere that there was a Legend of Zelda one that you could just, slot in, clip in. And it was a neat little form of customization. Like I said, it's all sorts of stuff. And at the bottom right here, there's actually a whole host of slots that just I've never used in my entire life. But apparently they were used for like little small accessories such as an Ethernet cable. I believe there was a little thing that you could plug into the bottom of the GameCube that allowed you to play Game Boy Advance games and original Game Boy games. It was really, really cool. And each of these little slots come off, obviously, where you could plug in little cool things. Ta! And it was just an all-around neat little feature. I swear I'm more careful with my systems than this. And yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Obviously, looking at it, you can kind of tell that mine's a little scuffed up. That's because this one was given to me secondhand by a friend, who was going to throw it away had I not asked for it. So yeah, pretty little system. Now, I'm gonna go hook it up so you can see it in action, because in action, it's also just as beautiful. So forgive my forgetfulness. Here we have the GameCube controller. As you can see, though, looking at it, this is a third-party one. This isn't a direct Nintendo one. And as you can tell, I've played the ever-living shit out of it. It's a wonderful feeling controller. There's just not much to say about it, honestly. The most I can really talk about is this. And the fact that there is only like 3 shoulder buttons for some reason, there's no fourth one, and I honestly don't understand. However, this controller is very very interesting to me because it's a wonderful feeling controller, but I'm not a huge fan of its joysticks. And to explain why would be really confusing. Basically, most joysticks on consoles have a very loose feel to them. They move around and they allow you to jiggle them really, really easily. Like, as a good example of this, here is my PS3 controller, which already looks very much like a PS2 controller. And you can see how, like, you see how easy that looks, how it's just sort of going around, you can click them in, and there's not a lot of resistance. Like, this is me gently pushing on it. However, with the GameCube controller, this is me gently pushing on it. It has a harder push to it. You have to push it a bit harder, and as such, it feels like I can't be as accurate with it. And I don't know if that's because it's a third party, or if this is because that's just how the GameCube is. As my memory serves, the GameCube controller has always been like this in my mind. However, that might be because I am wrong. Anyway, while I am here, I'm going to show you that I just slot the GameCube memory card in there. Let me grab the cord for the GameCube controller, which the end looks like this, which is a very interesting shape for a controller plug. Anyway, let me just plug that into slot 1. And finally, we will get to booting it up. So here we finally have the actual GameCube turning on itself. As you might notice, it's a bit blurry. This is because the method I'm using to input it into the TV is through a cable that's not normally native to the GameCube. So obviously it's going to look a bit eh. However, this is the main menu for the GameCube. It's quite the interesting little menu. I actually really like it. It's real chill. This is my memory card with all of the games on it. Obviously, looking at it, you can kind of tell I'm a bit of a Sonic fan. Just a little bit of a Sonic fan. Yeah, maybe just a little bit. And of course, everybody plays Smash Bros. Melee. That's just how it is. I don't make the rules. However, yeah, it's a really pretty menu. And up here, if I had my disc inserted right now, this is where the disc menu would be. However, I'm going to, instead of doing this, I'm actually going to show off the boot up again for one particular reason, and that's the audio that plays. It's beautiful. It's art. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my disc, and I'm going to put it in. Alright, it's in. And this is me pressing the reset button. It's a beautiful opening, a beautiful startup. Sega! So if you don't know, this is Sonic Mega Collections. It is a collection of a whole bunch of classical Sonic games. I'm gonna turn that back down now. Now, press start. And yeah, this is the GameCube. It's a beautiful system, and I love it. Obviously got a whole bunch of extras, got some really good scenic. Just to show it off, let me see if I can get to at least Sonic 2. And yeah. Sonic 2 running on a GameCube. It's always very funny to me. But yeah. Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 are the best. Don't even fight me on that. But yeah. So yeah. So all in all, I say the GameCube, while it's not my favorite console out of it, even its generation, is a beautiful console with a ton of amazing games. You got stuff like Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Smash Bros. Melee. We got Sonic Heroes. We got stuff like Luigi's Mansion and other stuff like that. Super Mario Sunshine is great, from what I hear. And it's just, there's all these good games for the system, and it really goes to show how underappreciated it is. Because at its time, the GameCube was kind of, it was in a weird place. It was kind of in a lineup of really odd ideas running through the game sphere. I think out of all of the consoles, it's the most technically superior, and even in that regard, it kind of failed. Because while it was the technically superior console to the PS2, it was kind of looked down upon by its own creator for being so, as he felt like the GameCube didn't do anything all that special. It was just another console in a lineup of other consoles. It didn't do all that much special for him. However, in my opinion, what it lacked in a gimmick and creativity within its own console, it made up for with its outstanding library. Uh, there are so many good games on this thing that even naming a few is really, really difficult. So yeah, to round out, love it. Love this system. There's a reason why I was very keen on somebody giving this to me when they said they were going to throw it out, because it works perfectly. It's a perfectly working system. So yeah, love it. Small fun fact, the GameCube was originally going to be shaped like a dolphin, and as such was going to be originally called the Dolphin. It's very funny, very interesting. No, anyway, that's all I have. Hopefully I don't chicken shit out of this, so we'll see. Anyway, I hope everybody who watched this enjoyed. I hope to do more like this in the future. I love sitting down and presenting stuff that I greatly enjoy, and especially for an audience I know cares. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you all for watching, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!